Okay, this is the lesson for The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe that we read in class if you were absent. This was a 2-day lesson, so if you were absent for the beginning, you could just listen to the beginning part. And if you're absent for the end, you can just listen to the end part. So before, if this is if you were absent from the beginning, make sure you download the reading guide. It's in OneNote. Um, it's a PDF. It's on the OneNote page, and make sure you have that and download it in Notability. And then the story's online, but there's also audio of the story because it's really hard. It's probably not a story that you can really read on your own. That's why we read it together in class. But at least if you're absent, you can listen to the audio. So go ahead and set yourself up with all those things, the audio, the story, and then the reading guide. If you prefer a paper reading guide because you don't want to keep flipping back and forth on your iPad, feel free to come into class and grab that. Okay. So, first, before we even start, here's some words that are from the story. Um, See if there's any words that you don't know and look up the words. That's step one. And then I want you to sort these words into categories or put the words that maybe connect or the words that have something to do with each other together and then label the categories. Okay? So maybe murder, buried alive, noose can go in a category called death. I don't know. So you can have as many categories as you want. Maybe there's words that kind of stand alone and don't have anything to do with anything else. So you can leave those there and match up any of the ones that you think go along. The next step is that you're going to be making a prediction based on all these words. What do you think is going on in this story? Um, you want to stay away from just stringing all the words together and making a outlandish prediction that, you know, probably is not going to come true. Try to make more of a general prediction. Okay? For instance, a murder will happen in this story. That's very simple and general, and the simpler it is, the easier time you're going to have while reading. So, make a prediction and it's on your reading guide. There's directions there. Actually, you're supposed to make 3 predictions. That's what we did in class. 3 predictions and write the 3 predictions. So remember, don't get too specific. Like maybe there's a psychopath in the story. Someone does something they regret. Okay? Very simple. Don't try to use more than one of the words in your prediction. So you're going to write those in. Okay? There's a chart that looks like this on your reading guide. And here's an example. So I made the prediction. I think in the story there's going to be a person who is a crazy psychopath. So I used just one of the words. Okay? And it's very simple. It's not like a complex prediction. So you can go ahead and start reading the story now. And as we read, we're going to be looking for evidence that either confirms or disputes your prediction. Meaning you're going to look for quotes that could prove your prediction true or a quote that proves your prediction false. Okay? And we're going to try to get true and false for each one of your predictions. So we took 2 class periods reading this and working on this evidence for and against, and wherever you left off, if you missed one day and you left off, you know where we left off in the story, you could just continue doing that. Or if you were absent the first day, figure out, ask a partner or a classmate or me where we left off, and you only have to read until that part. And you might not get all your predictions confirmed or denied, but try to at least, if there's evidence, jot it down. So for me, I was looking for evidence that he was a psychopath and maybe he wasn't a psychopath. So my quotes are these. In the beginning over here of the story, the narrator talks about how since he was little, he was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition, which means he's very docile and very caring when he was little. And he says my tenderness of heart, meaning he was had a tender heart, and he loves animals. So that would be evidence, I think, that would prove he's not a psychopath. Personally, being fond of animals and being a caring and nice person. But later in the story, he goes on to talk about how, quote, my pets, of course, were made to feel the change in my disposition. I not only neglected, but ill-used them. So now all of a sudden he's changed and he says he mistreats his animals. So I'm getting a little nervous here. He's just openly talking about abusing animals. So I think that's evidence for him being a psychopath. So you can go through your predictions and try to gather evidence, one quote for each prediction, for and against. I know this activity is a little bit difficult. The story's hard, so if you need help, be sure to come by and ask me. Thank you.